Um, it's on a Thursday, I think. It's on a Thursday, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's on a Thursday on 13th February 2025. Oh my goodness, I'm still in 2024. Yeah, such time is when I was really starting my diaries, starting recording my diaries. And to this point, I'm just grateful that all this time I've kept and I've been true to myself. By the way, I remember last year when I was starting, I had the intentions. Yeah, my intuition was leading me to record, yeah, my life and put my face on the camera when I was still shy. But at this point, I remember that I had done a couple of videos in 2023 that led me to talk about myself. I think that's when I had plans to start dropshipping. Unfortunately or fortunately, things didn't work out. I didn't follow up. I didn't maintain the consistency, yeah, of selling online. I didn't dare enough to go break through because of the fear of the unknown, which now brings me to the topic of today. Today I don't know, it has just occurred to me as some few meters from here, near the electric lines, that I need to talk about the unknown, which not coincidentally, but which happens coincidentally to be part of my slogan. Yeah, I embrace the unknown. And when I think about it, I think I have an introspect. Okay, in introspect, I have a belief that the unknown holds the best. Today I've just read a line in this book that I'm still reading, Negotiating Without Splitting the Difference. I've gotten a very brilliant idea from the author. He says the best deal is always that bad one. Okay, I really getting the one that is holding a lot of risks, the one that is holding a lot of unknowns, uncertainties. That is the best deal you can ever have, rather than having a deal that is okay, this is what you want, you're likely to have, to a good negotiator, that seems like, okay, it's not really challenging and it's not there to challenge your skill set or even your knowledge or your wits and all that. It is just there to, yeah, a good deal is always the name. And I'm on this certain chapter that is talking about time. There are deals that you are going to be given deadlines, okay, and he terms them as virtual ends. Okay, it's like, okay, the reason why deadlines are there is just to give a human brain a challenge. Remember, a human being is just an animal, and once you give it you feed the amygdala some fears, there will be some reaction. That's standard. Hackers are not hackers, people who take ransom from people, yeah, have been able to tap into that psychology. Give the amygdala some challenge, and the human being will do what you want. It acts as a leverage to the people who are doing the, probably whoever has abducted, whoever has kidnapped a person. So the person in charge is able to have leverage with that time. If they give you deadline, they know they are tapping into your psychology. Within 3 days, if you don't send that money, you are going to kill your person, your child, maybe your what your yeah, we are going to kill your friend, you are going to kill your family member, we are going to kill your niece, your nephew, all that. Yeah, it's just there to just evoke that emotional nini. And as the author described this, do I have storage, by the way? No, I have a fear that I might not have enough storage. Well, let me just confirm. 4.9. Yeah. 4.9 is not enough, so I'll have to cut short my story in between. Either this has to be 25 minutes. Yeah, 25 minutes, but it's okay. Okay, where was I at? The amygdala. If you give it a challenge, it will always now seek to look for solutions and even offer the money to whoever is abducting, or even whoever is what do you call that? Whoever is kidnapping. Okay, some nini. The money fast. Whatever they are after, they'll get faster. Now whoever is offering the ransom or giving the ransom will be like, I'm giving this amygdala, or even I'm giving this what do you call it? Yeah, we'll always look for that money and give it. Okay, but I have a new I have a new perspective on this, based on how the author is describing this. Time is just there to just make you do things, and you are likely to fall for it if you consider time when you are negotiating. There's a likelihood that if you the choice of decisions that you will come up with are not going to be the best. The best ones will be offered when they will be offered when you don't consider time. Because now he gives a story of this man who was from the United States of America. Now the guy was like, okay, he was sent by his company back in US to Japan with a supplier to make a deal, yeah, so that it can benefit the company in United States. Okay, now he goes to Japan. Yeah, the limit is 7 days. Okay, he's going to stay there for about 7 days. Now the guy was okay. He was okay. He was, by the way, he's a negotiator. Only that by the way, he has written a book, and by the author refers to that book, that amazing book of how to negotiate. And I even don't have no. I feel lucky by reading this book, how to negotiate without splitting the difference. I feel like I'm reading two books in one, because I'm very sure the lessons that he learned from that book. Oh my goodness, there's so much to it. Oh dear, that's why I'm struggling I'm gasping for air. Yeah. Sometimes it's nature, yeah, and you have got to appreciate it. But I know the audio quality will be amazing. So I'm talking about what am I talking about? What I'm really talking about is, this has got nothing to do with maybe a laziness. I put it that way. I don't want to read that book by the person that he mentioned. I'm sure the lessons that he picked, he's going to talk about them here. And by the way, I feel like I'm lacking, because this person has got more knowledge in this area than anyone else that you would expect. The person that he's talking about is more of a business person or something. So it will suit a certain audience, but definitely but me. Okay, not me. Okay, I'm trying to. Okay, so yeah, definitely has an audience, but me. Okay, that statement is complete, except me. So I'm sure I'm going to get the best of the best negotiating tricks, ideas, methodologies from this guy that I'm talking about. Therefore, I will just continue. I mean, okay, I'm noted that I'm good at reading books, or even I'm interested in reading books, but this ain't one of them. By the way, I've noted I have started becoming selective in the books that I read. The books that I always like. Okay, will this book help me? Does it have any value? I've started now to become selective. While I was starting, I remember while I was starting out reading books, I just started reading books for the sake of it. And since I've done this so far, I think I've realized, okay, it's not important to just read any book. Look at what will it offer. What is it in for me? How is it going to benefit me anyway? Do I have interest in that thing? No, I don't. Why should I read it? Get it off my nini, my bucket list. Yeah, I do it that way because I feel it will save you more time, plus more I think, okay, I don't want to refer this as fear or as stress, but it will save you time and focus on what really matters to you. Yeah, I feel that way. Because honestly, right now I just can't read any book for the sake of it. Because it has been written. We want to read from the best and learn from the best and pick the best from there. Considering, there's a way when you imagine yourself as being the best. When you imagine yourself being the best, when you see a picture of yourself being the best, chances are your brain now is going to search, is going to go to the horizons to look for the best. It's going to search. Your brain is constantly looking for the best to validate that picture that you have created in your mind. By even validate that monologue that you usually have, that I am the best, I have value, I am the best in the world. The brain is going to look for the best in that field. Read their content, read their books. When you have faced a challenge, the brain is going to be like, how best can I approach this? I want to imagine that the brain is always like, how will the best data analyst go about this challenge? How is the best data AI productivity content creator curate a good story that is going to capture the audience attention, that is going to win, and in the long run he's going to make the best brand out of himself and even his brand. Yeah, he's going to get the best, be the best. How best can the best person do that? You have given your brain a challenge to always seek the best, to always do the best. And once you do the best, you can be sure that you'll always find favor in the eyes of men and also in the eyes of God. And that's where more grace and more favor will locate you. That being said, let me come back to now embracing the unknown. Now, I read this as the worst deal is is always the best thing, as the author describes this. Embracing the unknown, the unknown. Let's just for a bit analyze the human brain and how it works. Now, so far I have established that the human brain appreciates the first experience. Okay, the first experience that it has had. Let me, for instance, give a scenario of what happened in Kenya about, was it in 2020 or something? I think I was still in Form 4. I think, okay, I'm not sure about this, but I think in Form 3. In Form 3. Okay, I think so. In Form 3. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure about this. But chances are I was in Form 3 or even Form 4 between the 2 years. Now, in our country, there was something that was happening. There was an activity that was being conducted in this area, in this country, and that was people are being registered to the system of. We no longer be using IDs and even identification cards. We'll now move government services into one. We'll amalgamate all the systems, government systems, to be held by one card called Huduma Center. The government was heavily sponsoring this thing. We are no longer now, for you to access government services, let's make it easier for you. Let's put let's put all this into one card, and then if you go to any government service with that card, you'll be able to be assisted, in the right way. Now, the Huduma number card was actually a lifesaver. It will save you from trouble. Maybe you want a passport, and you are going to a certain office that is of an immigration, or even an extension of another country. What do you call it? An extension of another country. Embassy. Embassy. Let's say you want to go to a certain embassy. It will save you from going with the birth certificates, passports, and IDs. You only need to go with that one, and it will save you all the hassles. It was a brilliant idea. That was a good initiative. Only that now, here's where my point is. It was a good idea, and Africans, being Africans, they have this characteristic of being religious or even spiritualistic. They always tie themselves to religion. At some point they will. If you want to capture an African's mind or even brain, please bring religion into that thing. I am sure you'll have the attention of an African. That's how they just operate. Okay, but I really don't want to talk about myself. Let me just I am an African, yes, but okay. So people's attention were like captured. They go back to Revelation in the Bible. They are like, in the last days a number will be introduced, G666. Now they are associating this, and that number in the 666 will be doing almost everything. We'll be buying with it, we'll be accessing all the services with it. Yeah, people remember that. Now, some naughty or even some uninformed pastors and religious pastors, I am sure they were the ones who really backed up this. What do you call it? Like all these shenanigans. They are the ones who started the fire. They were like, this thing is not good. yeah, they started to sell propaganda. Yeah, talking about propaganda and yeah, like this number is not good. It will affect your lives directly. Oh, many stories. You are being sold. Fear is being sold to you, and as a typical person who doesn't know how the mob psychology works, you'll definitely, a typical African will definitely subscribe to that. This thing is not good. Be against that. Be against that. Be against that. And I once was in this church. Once, how do I describe this? Like there was once a point. There was once a time that I used to attend this church. It is not SDA, but it goes to church of the SDA. Some members, very prominent members of that church, did not register for that Huduma number, and they were very proud of it. They knew that, okay, this thing is 6666. Now, what am I talking about? The fear of the unknown. The brain of a human mind will always look for the past experience and will relate with that. What it already knows, it will justify with that fact, or even will justify with that whatever it knows. Now, it's a guarantee that the human brain, or a typical human brain, or even a human mind, will always challenge, will always oppose any new ideas, any new developments, anything that will just bring any discomfort or even change to the previous experience that it has had. You get the point now why the people are just against the Nini, because it is constantly looking for validation of whatever it already has, what the human mind already does, what it already knows, and it will always bring opposition to it. Let's say someone tells me to, for instance, tells me to be recording diaries another area, maybe just not far here in this upper part. You know what I will do? I'll have a reaction to that, because my animal instincts have kicked in. I know for a fact if I sit there, I'll have an ini, and that is a change to my mind. Okay, I don't want that. I don't want any change. I want, okay, let me just remain as I am, because I'm comfortable that way. Because the experience that I have had over time, sitting here, as I always sit each and every time, each and every day, almost each and every day, it's enough for me to, let me just be comfortable with that. Okay? I know, I understand why I'm in fear of changing the position. Why? I understand the psychology. I understand that the human mind doesn't appreciate new things. So, coming back to the fear of the unknown. Okay, unknown. You get that? Kenyans were not comfortable with that. They were just against that. And remember, this is just a brilliant initiative, but the people are looking at other angles and they are just convinced this is not a good idea. So, you see, it reached a point now, the project that was started by the government was blocked, or even was terminated by the courts of law of Kenya. They stopped that process of Huduma number, all that. By the way, I registered for mine. I didn't go for that card, and I'm sure it got out. I'm sure it is somewhere, because they started coming out at some point, and all that. But the unknown to a human brain, and now that I'm informed, unknown is actually the best thing that you can ever do. Go meet that person. I wanted to break that ice some weeks ago. 25 minutes. Okay. I don't want to go past this because I'll be killing my storage. I have 1.9 GB. This can go for about 3 or 5 minutes. But I don't want to risk that, so I have to compress my video. First. Yeah, and then I'll come back to finalize on that story. Yeah, however, I think I have something else to talk about, but I'll come back. I'll narrate. Something I love about these birds called ravens is that they are very intelligent. I once read a story that. Now, let me give you a story. There was a time that it was very dry, very dry in the land. Let's call that land Kuvuki land. Yeah, fear of the unknown. Now, a hare and a raven were once good friends in Kuvuki land, and it was at this point it was the land was infested with famine, yeah, drought, and these two friends were on the field, yeah, taking care or even harvesting wheat, so that they could save for their families, or they could take that wheat to their families so that they can eat. Now, as they were working on these grains, fortunately enough, they were able to get grains even if it was drought. I think the wheat had reached this point. It was had grown and had bared some fruits or even some seeds that is sweet. Therefore, they were just lucky that they had food. Now, as they were walking on the field, they felt thirsty, and they knew for a fact that they won't find any water around. And this gave them a challenge. Oh my goodness, the water is just about 20 miles from here, and we can't go far. You can't go that far to get that water. We need to get water as soon as possible, right now, somewhere around that you can reach. They remember there was once a farmer who had a well around. Yeah, that farmer was Buffalo. Okay, Buffalo was the one who had chimbada nini, a well, and he was using that for water. How they decide to go to visit that farmer. Okay, so that he can offer them water. Now, as what? I don't know. I feel uncomfortable. Probably there's someone who is looking at me. I'm feeling uncomfortable. And I usually feel this uncomfort. I feel this uncomfort when someone is looking at me. He's actually looking at me, yeah. Okay, the point is, so they went to this Nini. Now, they found along with each other, step by step, they went to the farm. They found out that kumbe the buffalo isn't available, is not there. Kumbe he was not there. He had left to attend to other activities. And he had actually, for that matter, unfortunately locked the well. you know, he had locked the well so that it was inaccessible to other people. Unless he came back with the keys and opened the well, they had access to no water in that homestead. Now, they searched, they were like disappointed on seeing that they can't find water. So the hare and the raven were like, okay, this is difficult, this is a difficult case, and we need water right now so that we can go back to our farm and harvest what is now left in that farm and take it to our family. Now, guess what? Fortunately enough, the hare had good eyesight. He saw a glass container containing some water. Okay, but the water in the nini was inaccessible. Yeah, it was inaccessible. And for that matter, there were 2 jars that had water, but they were inaccessible. It was more of a vase, a glass vase, but it had water. You couldn't put your hand in it so that you can drink water. Okay, up to there I think we are together. Now, the hare and the raven were like, okay, what can we do so that we can get this water out of this jar? And remember, they don't have the strength to move, or even to inamisha, to put upside down the water so that they can have a gulp of water. Now, the hare suggested, yeah, I know I'm very clever, I have a lot of wits, but for this one, I don't have any idea. And the raven being the raven, and its intelligence being its intelligence, it was like, okay, I think I have an idea. What if I have seen some pebbles? The buffalo was building a shed, or was building something to do with its house, like a side house. Okay, let me call it a barn. It's building a barn that is made of stone, a stone barn. Okay, to just put water and reserve some harvest. Some of its harvest. Oh, ni mimi iko hii side Oh, someone was talking to me. I thought it was not me. The way they are looking at me. Oh, the sun is actually up the sky. Anyway, so he was planning to build that, and therefore he had brought some what do you call it? What do you call it? Okay, there's sand, stone, and my goodness, I'm forgetting the name. Okay, they are more of pebbles, but not pebbles, but ballast. Yes, ballast. Yeah, ballast. The raven had an idea. What if we put more? If we put pieces. Now the hare. Remember, everyone has a vase. They are seeking to find a way to get water out of this, to have a drink out of. I'm not sure I even gave the right answer. I'm not sure even the caterpillar is here. The guy was like, why don't you tell me where the caterpillar is right now? So I was giving him the direction. It's in this point, at this point where it's covering that ditch. So I'm not sure if he'll get any. Anyway, doesn't matter. We all make mistakes anyway. I was just giving him coming to my direction again. Now, yeah, the Raven had a brilliant idea. And remember, this vase is not big. It requires a few adjustment that will get the point. The hare was defeated. No, he had no any idea of how to do it. Now, the guy being the Raven being the Raven was like had an idea. I saw some ballast somewhere. Let me go pick the stones and put a stone each and every time. Like, come pick until it is filled. What that will do, according to physics, we know that matter always occupies space. Okay, that being said, matter occupies space. Okay, and matter occupying space, it means that if this space for water, and remember water is compressible, if I put any solid in this, it will be displaced. Umeiona? Oh. So matter being having space and water being compressible, the Raven understood that. So it therefore brought this, what do you call it? Is it pebbles or even ballast stones to that jar until the water is displaced and it will now be in reach, where now the Raven can just put its beak and drink. The hare didn't think about that. Therefore, the Raven at first had a brilliant idea, and it worked for him. And after finishing, he went back to the farm, got his produce, and took it to his family. He left the hare there to just sort his troubles there. So that got to teach you that a Raven is more intelligent. It's actually one of the intelligent birds out there. And amongst the group that the birds that are very intelligent is the parrot. The parrot is very intelligent for that matter. Yeah, it's very intelligent by the way. I've ever thought of keeping a parrot. Like, I'm not a pet enthusiast. I can only keep a cat. Yeah, and a dog maybe if I get a chance, or even I have that. Yeah, a dog is good. Yeah. Eco, but haiko. It's just there, but it's not there. Anyway, you always find a way. If I ever have a chance to keep a dog, well, good for me. If I don't, well, I really don't have any challenge. But a cat must. And I have a feeling that I'll own a grey and white cat, a cute grey and white cat. I once saw it in my visions. Okay. So yeah, the fear of the unknown. Okay. Now in this story, let's look at the unknown. The hare had no past experience that will give it the problem solving ability to go about the problem. Now, but the Raven, being the Raven, I think he had an experience with the pebbles. It could fly, therefore it could go. Few days before, it had some experiences playing with the pebbles, all that, and it reminded him of that, and therefore he became creative. It became creative and sorted the problem out, and that's how it saved itself from dust. You see, the fear of the unknown. And one thing about the fear of the unknown is that it will always bring the anxiety out. Look at any anxiety. Anyone who is experiencing any anxiety, you are likely to find 95% of what, actually 99%. Let me just put it at that. That 1% is for the maybe other things, But the 99% is of the fear of the unknown. What will happen? I am anxious. What will happen? I am anxious. The brain, you know. And for you to fill that gap of not, for you to fill that gap of now, okay, my anxiety, my fears are, you always strive to create the best out of your mind. By the way, it's more of always don't look at the past, look at the future. Imagine the best future. That's how, by the way, you kill this anxiety. You fear that you will fail exams. How will you counter that? Create the moment of, I am winning, I have an A. People are congratulating me for having the best grades in our class. People are congratulating me for being the brightest. Yeah, all that. You have to keep in mind that all these things are just, they say that the human mind is above everything, and I honestly agree to that, because what would be just above that? Because we create our own reality from just our mind. Whatever we process, whatever we think is what. I want to greet this girl that has just, I don't know if you have seen her when I was recording. I don't know if you saw her passing nearby. It's not to greet her, say her, because I've seen she followed me to this point. She followed me. I think she came to Otasamjua in the mountains. It was just leveled there. She found out that I the nearest leveled this place. So my point is, the fear of the unknown can be been countered by creating a new future. By the way, which is a trick that I talked about the other day. If you want to be happy, please always live in the future, the best version. Like, if you want to become the best version of yourself, live in the future. These great things are happening to me. You imagine yourself walking the best, people are admiring. See that picture in your mind, rather than waiting for something to happen so that you can feel happy. That's how you find for happiness. Always expect the best, always expect the great, and we are doing this, you are hacking into finding your own happiness. And two, you'll never find yourself living in anxiety. That is standard. You'll never find yourself living in anxiety. You never find yourself living with fear. Yeah, you always train your mind, and subconsciously what you are doing is that you are practicing the law of detachment. Like, reality doesn't matter anymore. I am creating my own reality. Detachment now, I've seen a lot of disadvantages creating the future, like living the future in your mind and being that vibration when you are living this. Living in the virtual world. And I have a video that I'm going to talk about. I have a video by the way to go to validate this. I saw the video of okay, it was more of a mimicking of how someone can approach you, but not someone, but in this case they were just like mimicking God. God now appears to a man and he asks him, who are you? When you are being asked who are you, are not supposed to answer that with your name, at I am nani nani, at my name is Maxim Felix. No, you're supposed to say I am an unlimited genius or something. Like, describe yourself the best. Like, okay, like, by the way, It has just occurred to me right now. Jesus once asked Peter, was it Peter? Okay, his disciples in general. Peter is the one who answered. He posed the question to his disciples. Who do people say that I am? And Peter said, they say that you are the Son of God. You are the Son of God. They didn't say that you are Jesus Christ. They say that you are the Son of God. And that completes the equation of, if I'm asked who I am right now, I think I have a sense of who the words that will come out of my mind, or even my mouth. I think I'll say I am the best advanced data analyst in the world. I'm the best exceptional. I'm the best and exceptional forex trader. For a successful forex trader. I am the best in the data analyst field. I really have to know who Maxime Felix is. Who is Maxime Felix? Who are you? Who are you? I'm a human. I am a god. Yeah, I am a god having a humanly experience, and I'm the best in that. By the way, that's a good explanation. I am a god having a human experience. Yeah, I am the best advanced data analyst. Yeah, I'm the best advanced Excel data analyst in the world. I am the best AI productivity and AI content creator. I am the best forex and exceptional forex trader. That's the person that I am. Who are you? You're not supposed to say your name. Anyway, you keep on learning each and every day. By the way, I'll complete that with that video, and then I'll delete it in my storage. Who are you? So the title of this recording will be The Fear, Embracing the Unknown. By the way, Embracing the Unknown. Anyway.
Oh God, help me. I'm nothing without you.
Have you forgotten who you are? Who are you?
I'm Chibugo.
That is the name given to you by your parents. Who are you?
Okay, I'm a creator.
What kind of creator are you?
I create content, a comedian, an editor, also a teacher.
Those are the identities you gave to yourself. Who really are you?
That is who I am now. Where am I?
Before you occupy the human body in the virtual world, you are a god. What some people call higher self, light being, pure consciousness, and so on. Some say you are a breath of the Most High, and that makes you powerful, unlimited, and a supreme being.
Okay.
And you dwell in your own world. Some call it the heavens, spiritual realm, astral realm, higher dimensions, universe, and so on. It doesn't matter. Humans love to give names to their own understanding. And as a god in the heavens, you are a creator, a mighty manifestor. By your words, thoughts, and beliefs, you can bring anything from your mind to life. Whatever you think of, no matter how impossible it may seem. And all you needed to do was to speak into existence. So, due to your love for continuous creation, you created another dimension and decided to experience what it feels like. Some call it Earth, physical, 3D, and so on.
Okay.
come with me. So what's the difference between the earth and the heavens? The major difference is time and space.
So you're saying I'm a god living in the human body, in the human world that I created. So why can't I manifest instantly? Why can't I just create anything by just speaking?
Because you've forgotten that your world is an advanced virtual reality that you created.
I've heard people talk about the matrix. Some say we're living in the matrix. Others say we need to break free from the matrix. Can you explain what the matrix really means?
In simpler terms, the matrix is a program of all you've been taught, whether right or wrong, from when you were born to your current age, either from schools, religious centers, families, friends, social medias, movies, and so on. It all came together to form your world.
So how does the matrix affect us?
Because the system was initially created for fun, growth, and self-development, but due to greed, it was corrupted by other players for their own selfish gain.
Corrupted? How?
Many of you grew up with wrong teachings, false informations, and harmful programmings.
So how can I go beyond the matrix?
The answer is to step out of identification from everything you once knew.
So how do I step out of my identification?
Ask yourself, who observes through my eyes? Who is inside my body? Who observes my thoughts and feelings? The moment you begin to question all around you, you shift from being in the world to observing the world.
So how does that benefit me?
When you switch to observer mode, you discover that everything in front of you seems like a dream. You can no longer be affected by what's happening in front of you. You can no longer fall into fear, doubt, or limitation. You now chase your dreams without being scared of the unknown. You let go of struggle and worries because you know you are playing and not surviving. Let go of the stress because you're here to explore, create, and enjoy. At the end of the day, everything is just an experience.
That's true. Everything that has happened in my life in the past, to me right now, is just an experience.
Yes, you can only think about the past or remember the memories. But what's important is the present moment. What do you want to experience now?
So if everything is just an experience, so what's stopping me from creating the best experience of my life?
You are stuck because you're waiting for the right move. The cheat code is to live as if you already have the answer.
Okay.
You don't need to stress about figuring things out. The God in you already have the map.
So how do I play the game knowing it's a game? Because right now I exist as two characters. The character, the spirit body that is experiencing and observing the game, and the physical body that's in the game.
The key is to not see them as separate. Just like when you put on the attire of a masquerade, do you see yourself as a masquerade or as the one wearing the masquerade?
Okay, the issue is sometimes we forget and see ourselves as the masquerade.
You must not forget who you are, even while playing the masquerade.
So what do I do now? Because I believe we need money and other material possessions to enjoy the game of life.
Scarcity is the greatest lie told by the matrix to limit you.
How?
Abundance is your true nature. Food, water, and resources are supposed to flow to you naturally.
So what's stopping it?
False programming.
Can you explain more about it?
Some of you grew up with lack mentality.
And what is that?
When you focus on limitation, believing there is not enough to go around. When you think small and afraid of taking risk. When you focus on competition, believing that one must go down for you to go up. When you micromanage, always believing that times are hard. When you are jealous, insecure, and afraid to be your best.
Okay.
All those beliefs stops the natural flow of abundance.
That's true, because as babies we don't even think of scarcity. Whether our parents are rich or not, we must eat and play.
Take a look at nature. There is abundance of everything. You cut down a tree, it grows. No scarcity of water, leaves, or food. The birds, fishes, animals, and even the microorganisms are taken care of. Then what's stopping you from being taken care of?
Sometimes I believe that some people are luckier than the others because they don't have to work so hard to get certain things.
Believing that you have to work so hard to get certain things is a lack mindset. All you have to do is align by taking inspired action, trusting the process, and staying present. Then you are able to bend your reality.
What do you mean by bending reality?
When you turn impossible ideas into reality, defy odds, and move as if the rules don't apply to you.
How?
When you believe something is possible, even if no one else did. Most people take action based on what they see, but the masters act as if the unseen is more real than the seen.
That's true.
They don't wait for proof. Their belief forces reality to adjust. They shift their vision and energy, even if logic says it's impossible.
So how do we know we're still living in the matrix?
When you displease yourself just to please others. When you choose jobs and ideas that do not align with your happiness.
Okay.
When you let other people's opinions, social media, news, or friends control your life. When you believe that others have power over you, be it other race, culture, religion, teachers, pastors, dibias, celebrities, and even money. When you have to worship something outside of you, feel helpless, or even beg for what is rightfully yours. Great one, it's time to recognize the God in you and become the master of your universe.
Thank you.
So that's that for today. I think I've hit the target, 45 minutes, and I'm grateful. By the Lord has done great things for me, and I'm grateful, and I live in grace, in His grace, and yeah. And remember, if it can be shaken, it can be moved. Until tomorrow, adios.